What's up, guys? It's the start of a new era in my content creation career, if you want to call it that, with a rebrand and new logo being debuted today, which you may have noticed in your feeds or on the channel already, but you'll really notice it over on Twitch, which is where we'll be live as of this video going up. I'd love to chat with you and hang out and play some games, maybe some Warzone, so if you'd like to come out, talk about all things life, gaming, whatever it may be, links in the description below. But for now, back to the regularly scheduled content. We're just over 2 weeks away from Black Ops Cold War's launch, and as you'll be able to tell with this video today and perhaps more throughout the coming weeks, it's starting to enter that kind of danger zone and time period for people that may not want to see any spoilers or leaks. Admittedly, I don't know if I've seen any reports of Black Ops Cold War being certified gold just yet, meaning that the game is entirely finished, being pressed to discs and being sent out to retailers. But when that happens, when they go out to retailers, well, it's only a matter of time then at that point before people get their hands on copies out in the wild, and then that's when things get really spicy and the dam bursts at that point. But we're ramping up towards that annual time period every single year when things get really interesting, and today is no exception with that, because what I want to discuss here are some leaks that happened here in recent times so as to keep you in the loop with all things Black Ops Cold War. As we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited for the game and what we discuss here today, or maybe perhaps not? As well, if you are new to the channel, do be sure that subscribe button as we're on that road to 400,000 subscribers, and to stay up to date with all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare while we get ready to launch into a new year following a new game. If you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. But anyways, let's jump into this. A disclaimer right off the bat here, a lot of this stuff is super touchy, so I'll do what I can to detail these items as best I can, but I can't show any images, and even for the safety of the channel and content here, I may intentionally cover a little less details than normal, but I can leave links down there in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. But this time's just always kind of dicey. As for the leak's origin, to my knowledge, I could be wrong here, and I truly do apologize if it's not the true source. I've seen these items coming from a seeming burner account called the Ghost of MW2, but a bunch of these tweets have since been removed, so that could be something to note, but I'm also not sure if that's the original location or not. I've seen these spread about quite a few places since then, but let's talk firstly about some of the contents here with this. And the first one we can start out with is Scorestreaks. Now, what it seems like from some of the stuff that is leaked is screenshots actually of that Scorestreak selection menu that we saw in the alpha and during the beta, but this time it has 21 streaks in total. Some we've seen before, others leaked before, and some brand new, such as the bow seen in some beta menu footage referencing that in the full build, the flamethrower, the annihilator, a gunship, and then probably one that I'm sure a lot will love to see return, the HARP, or High Altitude Reconnaissance Plane, aka the VSAT, the Blackbird, the Advanced UAV. That's going to be returning here within Black Ops Cold War, it seems. Other things seemingly on offer are things like ballistic vests and a few other aerial streaks that were discovered, but filling out that total number of score streaks a little further. What's nice is that this kind of offers quite a bit in value for different various ways to play the game. Slayers can absolutely slay out. There can be those support runners running, say, ballistic vests and maybe advanced UAVs, throwing you back to the Modern Warfare 3 pub stomping days, perhaps. There can be that heads-up play with the HARP giving direction real time, letting you know where an enemy's coming and where they're going to be looking. It looks to be a good, healthy variance in streaks, if you ask me. And that's one thing that has me kind of excited. Plus, I'm happy to see the healthy amount of streaks, because this is on par with some of the highest streak totals we've seen in the franchise. Black Ops 2 having 22 streaks, Black Ops 3 with 18, most recently Modern Warfare had 19, but there are games like Advanced Warfare that had 12, Infinite Warfare had 14, Black Ops 4 had 15, and even some of those classics like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops have only 15. So a lot more in terms of offering up different ways to play the game. So a healthy helping of streaks, and almost the most we've seen in any COD title to date. But again, I do think it's worth mentioning that if it's not certified gold yet at this point, there is still the possibility that a couple of these could make the cutting room floor and not make it to the shipped version of the game. But it's certainly a positive swing in the right direction if you ask me. Another thing that we got a little bit of a glimpse at was that of some camos. And honestly, I think a lot of this is going to be placeholder stuff. It seems like the UI could be on par with Black Ops Cold War's UI that we saw in the beta and alpha, but the content, specifically the camos, I definitely think would be placeholders. We saw the categories in these leaks of standard, special, and mastery with a few tiger camos on display. The categories very well could be the standard being your regular MP challenges, special maybe being comparable to, say, the technicals from Black Ops 4, where you need to unlock the standard camos before moving on to the special camos, or they may be something like a category for shop camos like the black market section had for Black Ops 3. And then mastery likely being where your gold, diamond, and dark matter equivalents will be within Cold War. The camos themselves, though, again, these being displayed as some sort of tiger variants here with this, I would almost venture to say these are placeholders, probably 99%. Even up until the ship of a game, they can be placeholders and oftentimes require a day one update to properly sort these camos out. I remember back in Black Ops 4, we had a pre-launch event out in LA for press and media where we had about 2 days of playtime available here spread across 2.5 days of actually being in LA, and literally none of the camos in the mastery section ever made it to the game. And even some of those ones in the other categories were changed with the day one patch once the game went live to all. So I'd imagine that's kind of the same thing here. It's basically just sorting out how this game will look with the UI and with the camo selections in place, but we'll see how that all works out. Another weapon that we ended up getting as a result of these camos leaks and confirmed is that of the Barrett M82 sniper rifle, basically your Barrett 50 cal. I think that was something that was data mined during the beta as well. There's likely going to be a handful of other weapons coming to the game, so that's one that may not be too much of a spoiler, but it is something that was leaked as of recently also. But as of today's stuff that came out, this is where it's going to get dicey for one or multiple individuals, unfortunately, because these leaks all had a QR code, which is a unique identifier to the specific build and specific accounts used in QA testing. So this is probably going to get dicey. Also, outside of what was leaked today, we got yesterday a little bit of information from data miner Nannycoast talking about COD Zombies. There is a ton of stuff listed with that. So again, so as not to spoil a ton here, I can leave a link down there in the description below with that. But there's mention of different characters, ammo mods, field upgrades, perks, wonder weapons, and a ton of other stuff here with that definitely points towards an interesting future for COD Zombies. But as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is far from what we're going to see as the end point for these leaks here. This is only going to ramp up as time progresses over the course of the next 2 weeks or so. Admittedly, I'm not entirely sure how much we'll talk about here on the channel, just because a lot of this stuff is very touchy content to discuss, and I apologize for probably dancing around the topic a little bit here at this video, but I can almost guarantee over the course of the next couple of weeks, we'll see campaign levels and intel. Some have already leaked through trophies that are actually already out there. We'll see more maps, we'll see more weaponry. We'll probably see something on the ranking system, I'd reckon, though that's also mentioned that there's a full blog post likely coming soon for that, detailing it a little further. But there's a lot of stuff that if you like spoilers, this is about to be a field day for you, but if you don't, you might want to be careful on what you click on here with this. But still coming though in terms of official marketing is some stuff from Pawn Takes Pawn. Today we saw an interesting trailer that kind of tied up all the pieces since the original projector Easter egg a couple of months back, and it framed it to be pretty cool, kind of taking us along for the ride, saying that we're part of the investigation, part of the undercover in Black Ops. So that was a cool way to frame it for the audience, but admittedly today's was a little disappointing. They kind of hyped it up for this big thing on Pawn Takes Pawn for a few days and then hit us with the come back again tomorrow. So it's not as grand scale, but my mind kind of thinks of this as being like, hey, there's going to be this worldwide reveal happening, make sure you're here for this, and then when that worldwide reveal happens, they're just like, just kidding, it's tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow yields something pretty cool out of this. I heard this was part 1 of a 2 finale for Pawn Takes Pawn, so we don't have any definitive answer on what that's going to be or if that is actually the case. And admittedly, I'm hoping that we see a little bit of the Warzone plants here at this, since that's the only thing that we haven't seen really anything on. But it also very well could be just more information on campaign. We learned in these teasers in some audio today, and also a full dedicated sort of trailer, if you want to call it that, posted by Treyarch, that Bowman's son in these Pawn Takes Pawn teasers is actually hunting down Perseus. So while this could absolutely tie things together like in Warzone, it may be more so related to campaign. Also, if that rumor holds true of Warzone being an off-balance release schedule, we may not actually see something major happen until a couple of months after launch. So that also wouldn't really give us any plausibility towards this being a Warzone teaser. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. I want to talk a little bit about this stuff here with you because this is making a lot of waves here. You may have seen some stuff relating to it, but I want to talk to you guys about this new stuff here on the channel. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Anything in particular you're looking forward to? Maybe not so much. Are you looking forward to more leaks? Maybe not. Let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with all things Black Ops, Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. In the meantime, we're on that road to 400,000 subscribers. So if you'd like to join the community, love to have you. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. I practically live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. Well, let's end out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.